this show takes place in heaven. So this show takes place today. And essentially, Louis and Ella have been sort of in limbo. They haven't passed through the pearly gates. And so we find out at the very top of the show that they are at the pearly gates, but they haven't yet come to terms with their life, and there are things they have to come to terms with before they can be crossed off of the ledger. And so we meet St. Peter, and we meet the Jubilees, his assistants that are there assigned at the pearly gates. And this day, the day that the play begins, Peter says, "Okay, today's the day we're gonna take Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald's name off of our rolls and finally get them through the pearly gates."
You see that bright, white, magnificent light drawing you near and away from the dark of night? Forget about time as you once knew it. Here, eternity is just the blink of an eye. I am St. Peter, I'm your host, I'm your leader, the keeper to the keys to the kingdom, and I know that you have traveled far.
Once they've been in heaven for a while, but they've been in limbo. And as they discover that they need to take a next step, each of them has a little light bulb moment discovering what it is that they need to do. So they're each faced with a challenge, and each of them has to overcome that challenge and that fear in their journey of the show. And so that framework has been really useful, I think, for an audience who watches the show to not just enjoy the music, but to enjoy watching Louis Armstrong take a journey. And we know him as such an icon. And that big smile that he has, but really to understand there's more to it, and to see what's underneath of that has really been interesting to explore.
I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted.
So we got a lot of things going on. We got 5 actors, including me, and a 5-member band. And so it's a really big undertaking on my part. And all original musical arrangements. We have trumpet, saxophone, upright bass, and really talented drums and percussions and piano.
Come on and dance with me. I want my arms about you. The many charms about you will carry me through.
So it's all to the walls music the whole show, and the book really weaves in and out, and it's a lot of fun.
They're such great love characters. I think we sometimes put people, as we do today, we put celebrities on a pedestal or whatever. We dehumanize them and make them these godlike people. But I think this story just speaks to the humanness of mankind in the person of Louis and Ella.
I have almost everything a human could desire. Cars and houses, bearskin rugs to place before my fire. But there's something missing. Something isn't there. It seems I'm never kissing the one whom I could care for. I want something to live for.
Yeah, well, you know the songs. It's Sentimental Journey, Stepping Out with My Baby. It's all those great tunes that they recorded together in live. And so Trent has, taken that, most of the music that they recorded, and we've created some wonderful arrangements, not just with them, but also the other 3 members of our cast that do some wonderful backups and that kind of thing. So it's all that great, music, classic, jazz that you love to hear.
Come on, St. Peter, be the funky eater. If you don't know, you best ask somebody. Basin Street is the
music lovers, people who are studying and living are an audience for this. It's not even about theater goers or people who just love jazz. It is about people who need to be entertained and who have questions about maybe the after, what is beyond this world. This show is for everybody.
Our story is modern. Our story takes place today, so the timelessness of it allows the audience to understand in a way that they might not, if they're in the younger generation, they might know those standards, the jazz standards. But our story really allows them to see further personally into their lives and understand how they might be struggling with it. So I think it's obviously for an older generation who grew up with their music, but I think it really does speak to a younger generation.
Like this man right here. How you doing? Hey. You all right? Tell me, brother, what's your name? Bob. Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand for Bob. Hey, Bob, I got a question for you. You ready to learn how to scat with Lewis and Ella?
I am.
Oh, that's good. Hey, Bob, where you from?
New York City.
New York City. Ain't that something? You has my sympathy. All right, now listen, Bob. We gonna go for it now, and I don't worry if you stink up the joint, because Ella and the fellas, they promise not to laugh at you. I want you to try this with me right now, okay?
Well, one of the wonderful things about this show is that it is a small cast. And so our hope is that it can be packaged up and be taken around the world. It offers such a great message and obviously comes packaged in all these wonderful tunes that we all know and love. And it would be a very easy thing to tour. So it'd be great, it'd be wonderful for us to be able to wrap it up in a package and take it around the country to venues around the world to share this music with and also to share this story with. I think they walk away with, for one, a memory of how wonderful their recordings are. Lewis and Ella's recordings are so rich and so full. So it's, and on one side it's a remembrance of that, but the other side is, which both Lewis and Ella come to terms with, is negotiating your life and finding, what made you happy in life and what was it about your life that really is important. And we discover through each of them that it wasn't necessarily, the fame and the fortune that they might have received, but really their personal connections, their husband, their wives. And so I think people walk away from the show holding their loved ones a little closer and appreciating those that are special to them in their lives.
Kids, for the first time in years, I speak like a log. Heaven is waiting for me, my friend. 7 or 8 drinks around the bend. Hey. So if you ever